Hey everyone, welcome back. So good to see you all. This cortisol detox is definitely capturing the hearts of many. I'm receiving such great feedback. Please be sure to fill in the survey if you haven't, just to let us know. And if you're waiting till the end, that's fine as well. But we'd love to hear your feedback, how it's going for you. So please pop in the chat where you're tuning in from to hear from Elise Rooney. So Elise is a stay-at-home mama who's decided to say yes to an entrepreneurial life. And this excites me because a lot of people who are customers and raving fans in our doTERRA organization aren't actually aware that you can make money from this and that you can learn to get your products for free, you can earn extra income, whether that's for, putting money aside for a family holiday or simply, just feeling into what it feels like to have your own money just to do what you like with. Yeah. Maybe it's going and getting a massage. Maybe it's paying off the mortgage. Maybe it's making a whole life of this. So when Elise found out and started working with this, and we started working closely with her, we were really touched by how she really loves to bless the world. And being the fiery, passionate mama she is, reducing the toxic load is a huge part of that. So this is what Elise is going to be speaking into. And I think a lot of people underestimate how hugely toxins in the home, around us in the environment, and what goes on our body, how hugely it affects us. And that's including toxins that are on your clothes when you first buy them. So washing them is paramount, making sure you're not exposing yourself to synthetic fragrances, the things in the walls and reed diffusers and, oh gosh, all of the nasties. I think about what some people use that they think is okay just to scent their home with, and then wonder why they end up with migraines or their children have, certain behaviors that occur, which is often a huge sign that the scent is driving the people crazy. Right. So we're going to dive into some beautiful ways to bring scent into your life in non-toxic ways. And I want this here for you all as something you can share, a video that you can share to others to help them to understand the magnitude and how simply we can swap stuff out, how simply we can make our own, how simply you can put a few drops in a diffuser and scent your home. So never underestimate the power of speaking into what you're doing. What feels normal and natural for you isn't for everyone, right? So keep speaking about it, keep sharing about it, especially people with, elderly in their home, convalescing, young children, pregnant mamas. They need to know this. They need to know that it's not okay. For those that are going through hormonal changes, like maybe going into perimenopause, menopause, and beyond, this is a huge one as well. This will often perpetuate symptoms that you're experiencing, things like hot flushes, brain fog, memory, fatigue, nausea. All of that can be adversely affected with this, including stuff that manifests on the skin. So without further ado, Elise, take it away, honey. I'm so excited to have you. Thank you so much for joining us today and being our guest speaker.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm going to share my screen. All right, hopefully you can all see that. So as Vanessa said, my name is Elise, and I'm honored to speak with you today about detoxing your home environment particularly. And this is a bit of a loaded topic, and I just from the outset want to say, if you are relatively new to this concept of chemicals and toxins and going low tox and all the hype around it, that I don't want you to be overwhelmed. I want you to take what's for you where you are in your journey now, and you're going to have access to this recording so you can come back and watch it. But I wanted to share with you First of all, a little bit about me. So I began my low tox journey back in 2018 with a home essentials kit. And I honestly, when I first heard about oil, so I went to a workshop just to get away from my baby who had severe eczema, reflux, and would scream all day, all night. Was just not a happy baby. And so a girlfriend of mine was having a workshop and I was like, yeah, I'll come. I just want a night out. And at that workshop, learned about fragrance, learned about essential oils. And I actually didn't purchase that night, but then went back home to my screaming baby, trying to feed, covered in vomit, no sleep, and thought, maybe it's worth giving these a shot. Um, and so within 2 weeks, his eczema was gone, and I had changed our laundry detergent, used some oils, and then thought, what else? What else can I try and do? And looking at fragrance and everything for him, I then learned about the hormonal disruptions within fragrance, and we're going to get into that in a little bit. But I suffered for years and years with endometriosis, had regular surgeries, a lot of hormonal imbalances, and was just told, this is life, you have to live with it. And so I thought, okay, well, what if I take that into my own hands and see what I can do about that? And since removing toxins from my home and a whole lifestyle change, I've been able to naturally manage it, which is incredible. The night and day stark difference that my life has been since then. So did you know that 25 to 80% of chronic degenerative illness actually stems from poor lifestyle choices? And this is a bit hard hitting, but it just goes to show the importance and the effect of simple choices that we get to make has. So what's the problem? The problem is chronic illness and health issues are at an all-time high and rising. We are sicker than we ever have been before. And why is that? For decades, our food, household products, and pharmaceuticals have been filled with more and more ingredients that are not actually good for us, not tested, no research, no one holding anyone to accountability. So what is the solution to this? The solution is we become aware of the hidden toxins and the ingredients in your home is how we overcome the effects these chemicals are having on ours and our children's bodies. So we either pay for our health now or we pay for our health later. So what even is low tox and why does it matter? Low tox is a bit of a hype word and a bit of a hype phrase, but it just refers to reducing your toxic load. It just doesn't sound as cool and doesn't sell as well. Low tox just means reducing your toxic load. So your toxic load or your toxic burden is the accumulation of toxins in your body from exposure to air, pollution, food, chemicals in your personal products and household cleaners. So if you have gotten ready this morning, an average female who is not just an average person you see on the side of the road is exposed to 168 chemicals in her morning routine. So that's with soap, facial cleaner, perfume, hand wash, maybe multi-purpose spray, just in average morning getting ready, 168 chemicals. And now our bodies were created with the ability to naturally detox. However, when this toxic load or this toxic burden is too high, the body can't keep up with the toxins that it's detoxing. And this is when health conditions begin to arise. So symptoms such as headaches, migraines, frequent sickness, skin problems, acne, rashes, fatigue, low energy, digestive issues, They're some of the symptoms that your body is experiencing toxic overload. So what is a toxin? Toxins are substances that can cause harm, so are toxic, to humans. There are currently over 80,000 substances that we are exposed through air, physical touch, and ingestion. So what are the effects? Everything that touches our skin is absorbed into our bloodstream. This is amazing when we are talking about the topical use of essential oils. When we are talking about the impact of the perfume that you're spraying on your thyroid, your breast tissue, your glands, not so amazing. And this means that it needs to be filtered out, usually by our liver. When we are overexposed to these toxins, they build up, and our body can't filter them out as fast as we are accumulating them. So I want to play a game. I can't really see. Oh, yes, I can see the chat. We're going to play a little bit of a game. I'm going to show you a product, and I want you to give me a thumbs up in the chat, or a yes in the chat, or a no in the chat, thumbs down in the chat. So I'm going to show you a product, and I want you to give me a thumbs up for low tox, thumbs up for good, thumbs down for toxic. All right, this is Earth Choice. It's green. It's got some leaves, a lovely picture of the earth, antibacterial all purpose. It's got some ticks. All right, we're saying down, we're saying boo. What about this one? Earthwise Nourish Baby Body Wash. I cannot say that word ever. Dermatologically tested with goat's milk. It says natural. You guys, yuck. What about this one? Organic Choice dishwashing liquid, new plant-based degreasing technology. It says organic. All right, you guys are just too good. All of these contain unnecessary toxic chemicals. So the very harmful ones I have highlighted in red there for you. And my personal favorite is that there's yellow dye in the multi-purpose spray. I don't know why we need that, but obviously without it, it might be a funky color or something. So I want to introduce you to a little thing called greenwashing. Greenwashing is a form of advertising or marketing where companies use misleading terminology to make their product sound a lot better than it actually is. So if nothing else, I want you to remember that when you are looking at a product, turn it around, and this goes for food as well. I'm not getting into food today, but this goes for food as well. Turn it around. Don't just look at the front. Look at the back as well. And I want you to be able to shop with confidence and not be overwhelmed, not be tricked by clever marketing. So what should I avoid? Here's a little snapshot of a few of the top things that I try to avoid and what I share with mums who are wanting help. Fragrance is absolute number one. Get rid of fragrance. We're going to delve into fragrance in a minute. Parabens, polyethylene glycols, sodium lauryl and laureth sulfates in general, sodium hydroxide, phosphate, benzene, talc, aluminium. And then food, really, really simply, if you have to buy something that is packaged, my rule is if it's got numbers, it's a no. If I can't pronounce it, it's a no. I should be able to pick up, say it's a muesli bar, I should be able to pick up that muesli bar, turn around, look at the ingredients, and then I should really be able to go around the store and buy those ingredients separately, but it's just that I'm being a bit lazy and just want something on the go now. So that is my thing. I should know the foods that are in the ingredient list. Avoid colors and flavors, even if they say natural. It doesn't actually mean natural. It just means that that flavor or that color occurs in nature. So something like natural vanilla flavoring, people can say natural, even though it might be a synthetic or artificial vanilla flavoring, because vanilla is a naturally occurring flavor. They can actually say natural flavor, which makes me pretty angry that companies can get away with a lot of stuff that they do. So let's take a closer look at a few of these. Fragrance is a sneaky way that companies get around covering up to 3,600 chemicals in their products through proprietary information. So if you are looking at a baby wash, like was just on there, the baby wash fragrance, if you were to email the company and say, hey, I noticed that there's fragrance listed on your ingredient list, could you please tell me what exactly is the fragrance? They are likely to come back and say it is lavender fragrance. Cool. What exactly is in that lavender fragrance? And they will say, we don't have to disclose that. That's a trade secret. It's proprietary information. So you don't actually know what is in that fragrance, let alone there's not a lot of research, not a lot of testing individually on those 4,000 chemicals. And there's no research on what the chemical cocktail, the mixture of the chemicals are. So, fragrance has been linked to skin conditions, allergies, respiratory conditions, contains neurotoxins linked to irritability, migraines, depression, hyperactivity, contains endocrine disruptors, which have negative effects on hormones and reproductive organs, which we're going to break down in a moment. Parabens, a wide range of preservatives. You can see here disrupt hormones in the body, harm fertility and reproductive organs, affect birth outcomes, increase the risk of cancer. They can also cause skin irritation, just on the side. And you can see in there like polyethylene glycols contaminated with ethylene oxide and 1,4-dioxane, which are both known human carcinogens. And it's the fact that they're known which really annoys me. And you can see some of the other things on the sulfates there as well. But let's break down fragrance because this is a big passion of mine, and I'm just keeping an eye on the time because I could spend a full hour talking about fragrance. So around 3,600, as I said, chemicals are used as fragrance, but none are required to be disclosed by law. Over 1,200 are flagged as chemicals of concerns. So imagine then how many chemicals you could be exposed to per day. And this isn't to overwhelm you. This is to, yeah, shock you a little bit or a lot. But also it's the harsh truth. And as someone who, I had a very nice perfume collection. Perfume was my thing. My other thing was also being riddled with a hormone inflammation chronic condition that, but you're spraying perfume all over everything. Anyway, more than 95% of the unlisted chemicals in synthetic fragrances are derived from petrochemicals. These chemicals include benzene derivatives, aldehydes, and phthalates. So when you think about candles, you think about reed diffusers, diffusing synthetic essential oils, because remember, not all essential oils are the same. You are burning petrochemicals. You're burning synthetic chemicals that are being released into your home environment that you are then and your family are then breathing in. So these toxins are capable of causing cancer, birth defects, nervous system disorders, and allergies. So just because they are widely used doesn't mean they're safe. And just because they're sold in the supermarket also doesn't mean that they're safe. The real risks. So the real risks of fragrance causes hormone disruptions in both men and women, linked to early puberty development, especially in young girls. So I have a niece who is in year 3, so she's 9, and there's girls going into puberty, getting their cycles, and I'm at 9. Associated with lower sperm counts in men. So it's not just the women, it's the men that fragrance is affecting as well. Associated with obesity and insulin resistance, especially in men. Triggers allergies and migraine attacks, asthma attacks. Associated with cancer development and neurotoxicity, can accumulate over time, leading to long-term health issues. So one thing that I hear a lot is, oh, it's just a little bit of this. It's just a little bit of this. Oh, I'll just spray my perfume on my clothes, then it's not going on my skin. Yeah, but you're still inhaling it. It's still being absorbed. So what can we do to avoid fragrance in particular, which would be my place to start? Read labels and check for the words fragrance or parfum. Buy fragrance free. Buy from brands that disclose what their fragrance is. DIY your own products. Invest in quality essential oils as a natural fragrance. Be okay with sweat. It's part of your body's natural detoxification product. So instead of using aluminium deodorant to block your ducts, be okay that when you're sweating, it's your body actually detoxing. Take a shower. Being truly clean is different to rubbing chemicals on your skin. Use a natural deodorant and perfume. Yes, you can still smell good. Open a window and let fresh air in. Swap out your household cleaners for natural ingredients. Replace candles with essential oil diffusers. So they are some things that you can do in terms of fragrance in particular, where in that you already are going to set yourself up for a massive win. But I want to share now, we are in the cortisol detox. I want to share the link between household chemicals and cortisol and stress, because you might not realize just how impactful they are to each other. So again, with the endocrine disrupting chemicals I touched on with fragrance, but also things like phthalates, BPA, parabens, flame retardants, these can mimic or block hormones. So when I talk about an endocrine disrupting chemical, what that can do is that to your body can look like a hormone. So it can look like estrogen, say, let's just take estrogen for an example. It can look like estrogen, and your body will go, oh, we already have enough estrogen in our body, so I don't need to actually make any more now. And then our body stops or severely decreases the estrogen production. And then suddenly we find we have a hormone imbalance because we don't actually have enough estrogen, but the chemicals are mimicking our hormonal messages being sent around our bodies. So these substances interfere with the HPA axis, which is the body's central stress response system, which we've so much has been shared about already in this program. Chronic exposure can lead to dysregulation of cortisol production, leading to either elevated or depleted levels, both of which are associated with mood swings, poor sleep, fatigue, weight gain, anxiety, and depression. So you can see here that the chemicals and what we are using in our home actually does impact our cortisol and our stress levels and our stress response. And when I talked about earlier, our toxic load, and when we are overburdened and our body is trying to detox and it can't keep up with the amount of toxins we are exposed to, that to our body is going to be a stress threat. Our body is going to see that as not coping stress. Is going to increase cortisol levels, when it's not actually, it's just that we are being exposed to too much. And that's something that we can do something about, which is amazing. It's good. This is a good thing that we have in our control, that we can have an impact. So even if you're not consciously aware of it, this is what's happening. A 2020 review in environmental research found that several common household cleaners, including VOCs, which are volatile organic compounds, and phthalates, were associated with increased cortisol levels in daily rhythms. This contributes over time, and because it's just a little bit, but it's just a little bit in our shampoo and conditioner, just a little bit in our soap, it's just a little bit in the tea bag that we're having that's actually made up of microplastics. Sorry if you didn't know, but most tea bags, if you're not using a paper one, which is why loose leaf, organic loose leaf is great, because otherwise when you are heating up a normal, like a Twinings tea, the tea bag is little tiny bits of microplastics that you're then putting boiling water into, and then microplastics are being released into your tea. Over time, this contributes to chronic stress, adrenal fatigue, weakened immune function. Children are especially vulnerable because their nervous and endocrine systems are still developing. So again, this isn't to make you more stressed or overwhelm you. It's just that we don't know this until we're told, until someone tells us. Which is why I'm so passionate about, especially mums with little kids, about getting this knowledge out there, that what you have in your home is so important. So indoor versus outdoor air. I think that this is really, I thought this was crazy. Did you know that indoor air is 2 to 5 times more polluted than outdoor air? I would not have thought that. And most of us are spending 90% of our days indoors. So before I started sharing my screen, I don't know that I saw anyone outside. We're all inside. I'm inside. I've got windows and doors open, but I'm inside. Most of you are inside. So when synthetic chemicals accumulate in enclosed spaces, especially in energy efficient buildings, so if you work in an office building and there's limited airflow, this particular is impacting you. So our cleaning products, fragrances again, furniture, paint, off-gassing our clothes, no fresh air. Trapped air equals trapped chemicals. And so again, ventilate daily, open windows, open doors, switch to fragrance-free products, add air purifiers. There's so many that we can do. So let's get really practical now. What can I do to detox my home? And again, depending on where you are in your low tox journey, which is a journey, there's no final destination. It is a ever evolving. I'm 7 years now into this journey. And actually it would be 7 years today. How beautiful. Into this journey, and I'm still making progress. I'm still making changes. So maybe pick one of these, maybe pick 2 or 3, but have this as a list to keep coming back to. Switch to fragrance-free and use your essential oils. So choose products labeled fragrance-free or use doTERRA essential oils to make. You can make everything and anything. And with your doTERRA account, you can also buy everything ready-made, which I'm a ready-made. We've got girls on our team that are DIY everything. Love me some ready-made things. Avoid anything with perfume or fragrance on the label. Number 2, ditch plastic where you can. Use glass, stainless steel, or silicone. Make sure it's a food grade silicone for food storage, water bottles. Never microwave in plastic. Even if it says microwave safe, we don't want to heat plastic. simplify your cleaning supplies. White vinegar, bicarb soda, Castile soap, and some lemon oil goes a long way. Buy doTERRA ready or make your own. Avoid bleach, ammonia, and antibacterial claims. So bleach, just on bleach, bleach isn't actually killing your mold. It is basically just painting it white, making it invisible, but the mold spores are still there. We're going to get to what kills it in a minute. Upgrade, number 4, upgrade your personal care. Swap out one item at a time. So maybe next time you run out of deodorant, you try a natural deodorant. Then the next time you run out of toothpaste, get a toothpaste. Then your moisturizer. You can make swaps one at a time. And that's why I have here optimize your loyalty rewards order. And this is where, for me, having a loyalty rewards order has been a game changer in making this lifestyle accessible and affordable for my family, because I know that I can get everything that I need to clean our bodies, clean my house. I can get it, and it's all a great low tox option. And then I get rewarded and get points that I can buy some nice perfume. Skip greenwashing. So check ingredients, not just branding. Air out your home daily. Open windows for a minimum 10 to 20 minutes a day. Longer the better. But just if that's all you can do because you're out and about, but as much as you can. Add air purifying plants or a HEPA filter if you can. Reduce synthetic fragrances in your home. In case you haven't got that yet, reduce synthetic fragrances. So use beeswax candles, essential oil diffusers, or dried herbs for a scent. Say goodbye to scented candles, air fresheners, and plug-ins. Choose low-tox laundry options. Use fragrance-free, plant-based detergent. I'm all for the On Guard range. The On Guard laundry liquid is the bomb.com, I think. Wool dryer balls with essential oils instead of dryer sheets. So it's just little things that we can do to just simply make better choices. Number 8, buy less, choose better. Prioritize fewer products with safer ingredients. And first of all, focus on what touches your skin most often. So that's where I would start with your personal care, because that's what's going on your skin. Vacuum and dust regularly. Don't let perfect stop you from starting. Small swaps over time make a big difference. Now, some of you might be thinking, but I feel fine. And my question to you is, are you really fine, or are you just used to feeling pretty average? And this I actually find crazy. Among Australian females aged 15 and over, 56, so over half, are estimated to have one or more of the 10 selected common chronic conditions. About one in 3 females aged 15 and over have one condition. 14% have 2, and 11% have 3 or more. 46, so nearly half of females aged 18 to 44 have at least one chronic condition. 59% of females aged 45 to 64 have at least one chronic condition, and 77 of females aged 65 and over have at least one chronic condition. That is astounding to me, that we are not okay, that as a society, we are not, in fact, feeling fine. That between 18 and 44, it's nearly half, and then it goes to over half, and then by 65, over 3/4 of females have at least one chronic condition. So at the beginning, I said we are sicker than we've ever been before. But the good thing is that we can do something about it. So my question to you, if you were thinking, but I feel fine, is, do you have painless regular periods, or do you have PMS, heavy, irregular, or painful periods? How often do you have a headache? When you really think about it, how often do you have a headache? Daily, weekly, hardly ever? Do I wake up feeling tired and foggy, relying on a quick fix, only to have a mid-afternoon slump? Or am I ready to go in the morning with sustained energy throughout the day? How well do I feel my digestive system is working? So in fact, I would argue that maybe we're not as fun as we think we are. Now, if this sounds overwhelming, it really doesn't have to be. And I want to share with you a few of my favorites. Again, I shared about optimizing your loyalty rewards program. So for those of you who haven't started that yet, I wanted to share with you a few of my favorites. I have my favorite oils for cleaning my whole entire home. Clove being the mold killer. It's going to kill the mold spores. We've got eucalyptus, peppermint, and lemon will clean glass, windows, showers, mirrors, all those kinds of things like nobody's business. On Guard tea tree and lemon is basically what I clean, like my multi-purpose spray that I clean everything with. Eucalyptus, I really like to clean my bathrooms with, mop with. And then, as I said, we've got ready-made things here. So we've got laundry detergent liquid or powder, dishwashing powder or liquid, ready-made sprays, the On Guard range. The On Guard Cleaner Concentrate is this one. I'm hoping my mouse is showing. This one here. That is the best for everything. That is what I take on holidays when we go away in the caravan or go on holidays. This is what I take and we'll do everything, clean everything with. And then this is the laundry detergent, which I think is the best laundry detergent ever. Then we've got our personal care. So we've got skincare. This is just one of the skincare ranges. Skincare, toothpaste, diffusers instead of candles, ice blue stick, so nature's Danker Rub, Correct X, which is nature's Paw, Easy Air, which is nature's Vicks. We're not using synthetic petrochemicals up on our chests and on our noses and faces where people like to put Vicks. And anyway, deodorant, soap, what's that? Soap, body wash, and then the beautiful body mist. If you haven't used that, do yourself a favor and put it on your LRP this month, because it is the most luxurious moisturizing serum, lush goodness. And then pure fume. So if you take nothing else, ditch your perfume and start to use essential oils that are going to have side benefits, not side effects. And this is what I love about using essential oils, is I'm not having to deal with the side effects of, I have a child who has asthma, and if I was to burn a toxic candle, it could irritate her lungs and set her off in an asthma attack. Or if I was to use fragrance in my washing machine, my son's eczema might flare back up. Whereas here, using essential oils, I'm supporting our immune system, I'm supporting our emotions. Using these perfume oils, I'm supporting my hormones. So there's side benefits, which this month, Osmanthus is actually the product of the month. So you can get that one for free, which I haven't smelt before until I got my order yesterday. And it is like orangey, florally goodness. And I think it might be my new favorite, pure fume. So that is one thing that I highly, 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 highly recommend that you would do, is to get rid of your toxic perfume and replace it with plant power. So the Home Essentials kit is these oils here. And I just wanted to touch on this because I know that in the cortisol detox, a lot of you, if you previously haven't had a doTERRA account, you maybe got started with the Meta Power and LLV, and maybe you haven't delved into the oils yet. But you might have seen that the On Guard, the lemon, the tea tree, the eucalyptus, and the peppermint are ones that I love to clean my house with. So in the Home Essentials kit, this is what you can replace by adding some vinegar, some water, some Castile soap, and bicarb that you probably all already have in your pantry. You can do so much and swap out. And so we like to call it switch and ditch. So switching to better natural options and ditching the toxic chemicals. So this is what you can do with just the Home Essentials kit, which I think is absolutely incredible. So, and just to finish off, and sorry, I have gone longer than I thought, but I knew that would happen. You don't have to change everything overnight. Just start with one ingredient, one product, one choice, because every small shift you make is a powerful act of taking your health and your home back into your hands. So I'm going to stop sharing, and hopefully you all found that helpful. And Vanessa, I will throw back to you.
That was brilliant. Thank you so much, honey. My gosh, so much detail. And I was looking at the chat and everyone received so much from that. And I think, so many of us know here, a lot of what we feel is healthy living. And we probably assume that a lot of people around us do as well, but they don't take it on in the same way that you do. So that's why I said in the beginning, please, please speak about this, share about this, invite yourself to go deeper on this journey, to take out some of the things that maybe you've said, oh, she'll be right, this will be okay, I'll just leave this in. Yeah. The natural flavorings that Elise spoke about in food, I just want to highlight that for a minute. My keyboard's not working all the time. I wanted to write it in, but that's often code word for things like MSG. Natural flavorings, it's MSG, right? So think of how many things are hidden in food that we take in, we ingest, and think about how many hidden ingredients are in the food that we feed our largest organ that goes on our skin, right? Let alone what goes in the nostrils. So coming back to some of the protocols you've learned in this cortisol detox. If you remember right from the beginning, I said, when you wake up in the morning, open up your bed, open up all the windows, doors, let everything air, let your mattress air, let your sheets air, make a linen spray, right? Zhuzh it with your essential oils. Drops in your shower, get diffusers on first thing in the morning, like all of these things from morning to night that we've gone through with you, the beautiful walk around the home with Adam Barrelay and, walk and talks that we've done, get outside, and all of this culminates to where we are right now, which is let's harness the power of what you've learned in this cortisol detox and really get down and start applying it. So I love what you presented there, Elise. You had lots of stats and, the backing for everything that that people need. So thank you, everyone. Please put a number 1 in the chat if you got so much out of this and even learned some new things. Great. Who here maybe learned about some new products that you'd like to try? Or you've been sitting on the edge of, I'd really love to try that and I haven't yet. Put a number 2 if that's the case. And if not for you, maybe you'd like to share it with some people, right? Share some of these new learnings with people. Or you think, okay, I do that anyway. Who can I share this with? Who's just recently had babies or who has their elderly family or loved ones living with them? Right? Who's convalescing? What can I do for those, aged care homes where my grandparents are or my, great uncle is or whoever it may be, right? Simple solutions for yourself and for them. And the more we can speak about it and share about it, the more powerful effect we will have on blessing and changing people's lives. So remember, for those of you that are new to this, You can keep on going with being a customer and loving this and using it in your life. You can also speak to the person who introduced you to this cortisol detox and put your hand up to host an event. It can be online, it can be face to face, and we can teach them about those top 10 essential oils and how they can reduce the toxic load in their home. And you'll learn a lot for yourself as well as making some extra income to receive your oils for free, nothing else. And if you want more than that, we can chat about that as well. Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll stop the recording and turn to questions. Thank you, Elise. We're so appreciative of your time and that amazing and very thorough presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you all for our next cortisol detox. Remember, there is a pre-recorded session by Adele Sevanche. This will be her 3rd session, and that is ready in the portal now as your next pre-record.